to introduce someone who we can all support for Congress. His name is John Dennis, and he's going to be running for Congress in San Francisco against Queen Nancy Pelosi. So let's welcome John Dennis to say a few words about the upcoming race.
I'm John Dennis, and I'm running against Nancy Pelosi. That never gets old. Thank you so much for your generous support, the opportunity to speak to you tonight as we continue our campaign to oust the most reviled politician in America. I have to tell you, this is about the 5th or 6th conservative forum that I've attended, and I want to thank you for your inspiration. I am excited to be here, and I love what you do because I love your activism. You're not people who just sit around and complain. You get out in the fight, roll up your sleeves, and fight the fight that needs to be fought to save America. Thank you so much. Activists like you who inspired me to get involved about 2 years ago. I was just another frustrated Republican who was disappointed by the lost opportunity that we had to roll back our government to a more constitutional form of government. And I got involved, and I wanted to find local candidates who were as frustrated as I was and would say the things that I wanted to hear them say. And finally, I just decided to be that candidate. Now, as an opponent, Nancy Pelosi is the opponent and the gift that keeps on giving. She, a couple of weeks, I think it was about 10 days ago, a week ago Friday, there was a press conference in which a reporter asked her, Mrs. Pelosi, where does the Constitution authorize the government to get involved in building healthcare companies and having a healthcare program? And incredulously, she looked at him and said, "Are you serious? Are you serious?" To further belittle this man, after she left the podium, her spokesperson came up and said, "I want this for the record. That is not a serious question." This country is a mess. We have a mountain of debt that we will never be able to repay. As a consequence, our dollar devalues every day, which for a country that relies on imports is not a very good thing. Lose a couple 100,000 jobs a month, and if they measured unemployment the way they did in the 70s, it's up over 20%. I have a question for you. If we follow the Constitution, would we be in the mess that we are in today? No. So as a matter of fact, Mrs. Pelosi, we are serious. We want to know if every bill is constitutional. As a matter of fact, with all due respect, Madam Speaker, that's the first question that you should be asking. Yeah. The Constitution is not what limits the federal government, then who or what does? Nancy Pelosi? If Nancy Pelosi is the one who decides what the size of the federal government, it's only going to be what she can't get away with. So I just want to leave you with a couple of things. First of all, what we need to do is identify those people who have been the most serious, in fact, have been any kind of constitutional violator, and put them on our list. 94% of congressional incumbents, on average, are re-elected. Here's another question for you. Do 94% of these people deserve to keep their jobs? No. Your activism is exciting, and the enthusiasm is wonderful, and I am optimistic as I've ever been in my life, but it can't stop here. If you let those people continue to keep their jobs, it will embolden them further, they'll fear nothing, and they will take this country down in the ruinous path until there's nothing left. Continue to do your work. Identify these folks and let the Constitution be your guide. If you do, then you also can be as optimistic for America as I am. We should start living our lives for ourselves and not for federal bureaucrats. Let's work together, and together I think we can rebuild this country for ourselves, for our families, and for future generations of grateful Americans. Thank you very much.
very much, John. Good luck.